as I'm sure anyone that follows me has seen, this thing gained a lot more interest than I could ever have imagined. It was just built originally for the Little Tikes, the modified Little Tikes competition at the reunion show, which is the 13th of July. But off the back of the interest, I decided I could do some good with that maybe. Got over 200,000 likes, and if 200,000 people were to donate just £1, that is a lot of money. The charity I've chosen is Birmingham Children's Hospital. And also, alongside that, I've decided that I'm building another Little Tikes that you guys can get some tips and build along, for those people that want to do a modified Little Tikes car for the reunion. A lot of people have asked me questions on how to do the wheels and things like that, so I thought I'd put together a series of videos, a step-by-step guide on how to build your own, and hopefully you can put your own little twist on it and enter yours into the competition. This is the plan. So join me on my step-by-step guide of how to build a modified Little Tikes car. So the first stop off was to Wickes to pick up some threaded bar and some nuts to go with. Quick fly through. There we go. Threaded bar. And some M10 nuts for threaded bar, and a little skirmish to B&M for the dog bowls. Couldn't find the exact ones that I bought last time, but they did sell 2 together that come with a tray, so happy days, and it's only £8. Bang in. So the first job was to go out and get supplies, as you saw on the video. Quick trip to Wickes and B&M for some threaded bar for the axles, some M10 nuts for the M10 threaded bar, and of course some dog bowls from B&M. Don't need the backing bit to them, just need the bowls themselves. But £8 for the lot. Can't mind that, can you? So that's what I bought. On the first job with the bowls, flip them over, measure the width of the bottom, which is 4 1/4. Half of 4 1/4 obviously is 2 1/4. Pull a little dot, measure it one way, measure it the other way, and you get your centre. Obviously same process with all the bowls. Little X marks the spot. Lovely. All marked. Start with a small drill bit. Yeehaw. Right, how that drill bit goes through. Obviously I've got to go through with the bigger one. The same size of the axles. There I have it. 4 wheels drilled out. Then, see, that's to sit on the end of your threaded bar. So that's the start of your wheels. What we'll do is get one of the nuts to start. We'll just rest that on there for the moment. That is how that sits. And then it's time to strip it, to take the roof off. There are 4 little screws. This one doesn't have original screws in, but it was a freebie, so can't argue, can you? Thank you very much to the people that have donated these, by the way. But no thank you to the person that put this super long screw in here. Sounds like she wish you drilled, wish you charged your drill. Two more at the top. The roof. Will come off. Not seen one with that bit in before. Underneath, when you're taking this out, there's a little pop lock that slides up, and a little bit of plastic presses through it. I've just pulled it out, never mind. 2 screws behind the eyeballs. If you have the version with the eyeballs, some of them they don't have the eyeballs, which is somewhat disappointing. But we're not using those anyway. We don't need the eyeballs on the finished product. You know what? I really wish I charged my drill, because this would take a lot less time. Right on. So the petrol flap just slots in and retains itself with these little clips. Easy. Hammer time. Joey. That wheel just slide into a groove here. So quick bit of grinding. That's the wheels we need. Twice the same situation with the front wheels. So we've cut the axles on the back, and then they will push out. And we have a wheel. We've just got to cut these off here to get that out. And that is your Cozy Coupe stripped. And now we're gonna get your dog bowls, centralise them, draw around on each wheel. And I can appreciate this might not be everybody's method, but it is mine. I'm going to drill a hole in each of the wheels first, somewhere near where my line is. One thing about Cozy Coupes, they retain quite a lot of water. Most of the ones that I've picked up so far have been full of water. Then I use my multi-cutter. Ideally, I think probably a Dremel would be the better option, but this is what I've got, so I should probably say you're going to cut slightly inside the line, just so that it sits inside the dog bowl. Obviously the edges need tidying up with a little bit of sandpaper, but essentially there is one deep dish rim. Time to do the others. Yeah, full of water. That is all 4 of them cut out now. I'm ready for some deep dish. And then you're going to want to drill the body for the axles to go through. So on my Coca-Cola one, the axle is precisely 5.5 centimetres directly upwards of the old axle. So we'll drill that. And then slide through there. And then what I've been doing is using mole whips to clamp the one side of the axle whilst I put a knot on. And then nip that the whole way up to there. For the moment, I'm just gonna do it far enough to get a wheel on so I can show you. As before I come to put it together, I put a washer on the inside and a washer on the outside of the wheel. But as I say, all this has still got to come apart. Probably a few more times before it's completely done. So back wheel. Okay, so this isn't exactly an accurate form of measurement. In an ideal world, if I was making enough of them, I'd make a stencil for this. But the front wheels are 5 centimetres back from where the curve starts to tighten on the shape of the Cozy Coupe. X marks the spot as always. Drill through there. You want to try and align your drill because it's got to go through two sides here, so that your axle's going to go right the way through. Well, hopefully, with a bit of luck. No, that's not the case. We're going to have to do a little bit of elongating because I've gone a little bit ski with here. Never mind. Alright, we're through. Now, obviously when I'm done, when I come to put it back together properly, you're going to want a washer and a nut on there. But again, for showing you what I'm doing purposes, I'm just going to put it together for now. Well, that was the thing as well. You just need to run the drill bit through the back of the wheel just to get that last little bit of plastic out. So, one grips on there again. We're not onto the axle. Obviously, again, wash either side of the wheel before putting it back together properly. Here we have one lowered Cozy Coupe, standard slammed. So once it's all stripped, what you're going to want to do now is rub it all down. I'm using 80 grit on it because this plastic is ropey. And then I'm going to use some red scotch on the hard to reach areas, like in these bits. So make a start. I am pretty sure you don't really want to watch me sanding, so let's speed this up. As you can see, that's pretty well keyed up now. Following that, I'm just going to give it a wash with some soapy water, leave it to dry, use some plastic primer, and then some high build primer, and then we'll be back on to flatten it again. All I'm going to use is a warm bucket of soapy water, not with anything special in it, just some washing up liquid, because washing up liquid's pretty good at removing anything that's going to play up. Obviously before I prime it, I'll put some panel wipe across it, just to be sure. And that is all the plastic bits clean now, ready for some plastic primer, which I don't currently have, so we'll have to wait for the next video to get that in. I've just rested the wheels in for now, so it looks cool. So that is the first installment of building your very own Little Tikes. Hopefully I've given you some inspiration to build yours along the way, and some ideas for those that have been asking me about the wheels. Nice and easy. But if you've enjoyed the video, obviously stay tuned, because there's going to be more. I'm trying to drop videos weekly. Might be Monday or a Tuesday, not sure yet. I'll let you know on the socials. But if you've enjoyed the video, please like, hit the subscribe button, share, drag your gran out of her armchair, get her involved, bring your dog into it. I'm sure he could fit in there. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the next installment. See you there.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.